Hello friends, welcome back again. And today we will cover a very different topic, that is understanding the Dashamsa deities, which will help you understand your real life direction and the path in which your career should move. Now, in Vedic astrology, we have the main birth chart, which is called as the Lagna chart or the D1 chart. However, in addition to this, there are specific divisional charts which help us analyze various aspects of a person's life, such as his career, his parents, his children. Okay, so those are known as divisional chart. The D10 chart or the Dashamsha chart is a special divisional chart which helps us analyze a person's career in detail. So it is a surgical opening of the 10th house of the main birth chart. The 10th house of the main birth chart signifies career. But if you want to know more details, more specific details about the career, then you have to look at the Dashamsa. The Dashamsa helps us understand what kind of support the person gets in his career from his family, from his bosses, what kind of co workers he will get. Is he really going to be happy with his career? What are the learnings he will gain from his career? What kind of competition he will face in his career? What kind of business partners or colleagues he will have at work? Will there be sudden break in the job or job changes? So all these things can be analyzed through the Dashamsa chart. So in the Dashamsa chart, the house of 30 degrees is broken into 10 equal parts, and each amsa is therefore equal to 3 degrees, and this is known as Dashamsa. Now every such amsa of 3 degrees has a deity associated with it, and if you understand this deity, you can also understand your life direction and career path. Now there are 10 directions, right? We have the east direction where the sun rises. So sun is associated with the east direction. The deity of the east direction is Indra, who is the king of gods. Similarly, you have the west direction, which is filled with water bodies such as seas, rivers, lakes, etc. Okay, so the deity associated with the west direction is Varun. The west direction is also represented by the Graha Saturn. The north direction is considered as the direction of wealth, and it is ruled by the god of wealth Kuber. Similarly, the south direction is known to represent death, okay, and it is ruled by Yama, the god of death. So these were the four main directions. In addition to this, let us look at the four sub directions. We have the northwest direction, which is ruled by Vayu, the god of wind. Then we have the southwest direction, which is ruled by Rakshasa or Niriti. Okay, so this direction is actually associated with Rahu. Then we have the northeast direction, which is ruled by Ishana. And we have the southeast direction, which is ruled by Agni or the god of fire. So we covered 8 directions and 8 deities till now. But there are 2 more directions, one which points towards the sky, upwards, and one which points towards the earth, that is downwards. So this downward direction which points towards the earth is ruled by Brahma. And the upward direction which points towards the sky is ruled by Ananta or Vishnu. So in total, we have 10 deities, and each amsa of the D10 chart is ruled by one of these deities. Now, in Vedic astrology, we know there are 12 zodiac signs, and we have alternating odd and even signs. Thus, we have 6 odd signs and 6 even signs. So the first sign Aries is an odd sign, the next sign Taurus is an even sign, the next sign Gemini is an odd sign, then Cancer is an even sign, Leo is an odd sign, Virgo is an even sign, Tula or Libra is an odd sign, Scorpio is an even sign, Sagittarius is an odd sign, Capricorn is an even sign, Aquarius is an odd sign, and finally Pisces is an even sign. Now in the Dashamsa, the house of 30 degrees is divided into 10 equal parts. So for an odd sign, the first 3 degrees are ruled by Indra. The next 3 degrees, that is from 3 to 6 degrees, is ruled by Agni. From 6 to 9 degrees is ruled by Yama. And from 9 to 12 degrees, it is ruled by Rakshasa or Niritti. Next, the Amsa of 12 to 15 degrees is ruled by Varuna. 15 to 18 degrees Amsa is ruled by Vayu. 18 to 21 degrees is ruled by Kubera. 21 to 24 degrees is ruled by Ishana. And 24 to 27 degrees is ruled by Brahma. And finally, 27 to 30 degrees is ruled by Ananta or Vishnu. For an even sign, this is exactly opposite. That is, the last Amsa of 27 to 30 degrees is ruled by Indra. 24 to 27 degrees is ruled by Agni. 21 to 24 degrees is ruled by Yama. 18 to 21 degrees is ruled by Rakshasa. And so on. 0 to 3 degrees is ruled by Ananta. Now all of this may appear to be very confusing. So I will take a live example. We have taken the D1 chart and D10 chart of our ex-president, Dr. Abdul Kalam. Now let us look at the D10 chart. Okay. In the D10 chart, that is the second chart, you can see that the Lagna lies in the sign of Leo or Simha Rashi. Okay, and in the Lagna, there are two planets, Ketu and Shani present. The sign of Leo or Simha is ruled by the Sun. In the D10 chart, the Sun is placed in an odd sign, conjunct Rahu. Okay, in the D1 chart, what are the degrees of the Sun? It is at 27 degrees 36 minutes. So what is the deity for an odd sign for 27 degrees 36 minutes? It is none other than Ananta or Vishnu, which means infiniteness. And therefore Dr. Abdul Kalam had infinite knowledge. He was very intelligent and an extremely nice person. If you see the Lagna in the D10 chart, it is falling in an odd sign. In the D1 chart, the Lagna is at 15 degrees 39 minutes. So for an odd sign, who is the deity for 15 degrees 39 minutes? It is Vayu. Vayu is the god of wind. Okay, and therefore Dr. Abdul Kalam was associated with the space, right? He was a great space scientist. He had a lot of knowledge about astronomy and he also helped develop India's nuclear program, right? So this is because his Lagna is associated with the deity Vayu, which represents wind. Now look at the 10th lord in the D10 chart. It is Venus, and Venus is placed in an odd sign in the D10 chart. In the D1 chart, Venus is placed at 7 degrees 19 minutes. So 7 degrees 19 minutes, you can see for an odd sign, the deity is Yama, and therefore Yama is one who represents dharma and righteousness. He upholds the rules, and therefore Dr. Abdul Kalam was a very righteous person. He lived by the rules throughout his life. So just by analyzing the deities, you can get so much information about a person. So just by looking at the deities, we got to know that Dr. Abdul Kalam was a great astronomer. He had occupied a very high position, that is, he had become the president of India. He was very intelligent, he was very sharp. Let us look at the position of Saturn also in the D10 chart. So, Saturn is present in an odd sign in the D10 chart. In the D1 chart, Saturn is at 24 degrees 10 minutes, and therefore for an odd sign 24 degrees 10 minutes, the corresponding deity is Brahma. Now Brahma is the creator, right? And therefore Dr. Abdul Kalam was known for different kinds of inventions. He helped in India's nuclear program in a big way, and therefore he was a great scientist, a great researcher. So if you analyze this way, just by knowing the deities and the degrees of the planets in the D1 chart and the corresponding placement in the D10 chart, you can get a lot of information about the life path and the career of a person. So Indra stands for positions of power and authority, such as the chief minister, prime minister, president, etc. Okay. Yama stands for judgment, law, order and discipline. Okay. Agni stands for careers involving fire, such as the police force, the military, the air force, firefighters, etc. Now you can also see a deity called Rakshasa. Rakshasa implies a person who does not live by the rules, who does unethical things. And therefore, if a particular planet falls in the Rakshas Amsa, okay, it means that person may get a lot of respect in life, but it will be out of fear. There is no real respect for such persons. Varuna is the god of water, okay, and if you have a planet in the Varun Amsa, it tells you that you could be involved in things related to research of herbs and medicines and some kind of healing. Where Vayu is the deity, Vayu tells us that the person likes to be constantly on the move. He likes to explore things in space, in astronomy, etc. The deity Kubera is associated with wealth and the northern direction. So when Kubera is the deity, it means the person has something to do with accounting, with banking, with finance, etc. Ishana is a form of Shiva, and Ishana implies careers such as teaching, education, knowledge sharing, etc. Brahma is the creator, and therefore Brahma is associated with inventions and researching unknown things. If you saw the Lagna of D10 chart of Abdul Kalam, the Lagna was associated with the deity Ananta. Ananta represents Vishnu or infiniteness. Okay, and therefore Dr. Abdul Kalam was a great researcher. He had infinite knowledge and he was able to successfully launch India's nuclear program. Ananta, as we saw, is associated with infiniteness, with the sky, and since Dr. Abdul Kalam's D10 Lagna was associated with Ananta, okay, it gave him that infinite capacity to research things, to do space exploration, okay, to explore nuclear programs. Thus, by knowing the deities in the D10 chart, so much information is known about a person. So, because Dr. Abdul Kalam's Lagna was associated with Ananta, and he was also associated with things related to the space, with research, etc., he was very successful in his life. If you see Dr. Abdul Kalam's D1 chart, Saturn is the 7th lord of marriage and partnerships. If you see in the D10 chart, the Lagna has two planets, Ketu and Saturn. Okay, and that is why he remained unmarried throughout his life. In reality, he was married to his work. So friends, if you like this video, please mark it as liked on YouTube. To know more about us, visit our website astroseva.tripod.com. For any consultation, please email us at astrosevaworld@yahoo.com and we'll be glad to assist you. So friends, thanks a lot. We'll see you soon shortly with another video. Till then, bye, take care, stay safe.